Hello, my name is Howard, and this is episode 4 of my sports vlog. And this is going to be my last one, breaking down the fantasy players by position. My next episode is going to be my football picks, which you can use for your football polls, or if you're in any kind of betting leads. I'm going to break down each game and who I think is going to win and why. So that's going to be something to look for episode 5, because football is right around the corner. Opening night is September 7th. Yes, football is back. Yes, we had preseason, but football, where games actually matter. Of course, I guess preseason does matter, and there's always a lot of criticism. Should we have preseason? Because obviously players keep getting hurt. So I would definitely appreciate your feedback on what you feel about preseason. I think preseason is needed because it's a good primer to see like your young talent that you've been drafting, your future roster, who's going to make it, who's going to not, who's going to be on the practice squad, who you're going to trade away, and et cetera, et cetera. So what do you feel about preseason? Do you think preseason is good? Do you think it should be lessened to more games or increased by more games? Do you think they should change the rules, procedures? Because obviously a lot of major players have got hurt due to various injuries, ACLs and knee injuries and so forth. So, but again, I feel it's needed, because how are you going to really evaluate your young players? I mean, yes, you could have practice and mini camps and so forth, but to see them in actual game time, it definitely helps. So this week, I'm going to break down who I feel are the top wide receivers and why. So here I go. And this week, the position that I'm going to choose is tight ends. And so without further ado, number one is, if this guy can stay healthy, is definitely a very productive player on all different levels, an amazing blocker, route runner, hands, hard to tackle, big, strong, relatively fast for his size, but he's had some injury issues. But if he can just bounce back and stay healthy, he's easily the best tight end in the game, and that's Rob Gronkowski of the New England Patriots. He is 6'6", 265. Last year in a short season, he had 25 passes for 540 yards and 3 touchdowns. I easily see that increasing to at least 1,300 to 1,400 yards. I would say about at least 10 touchdowns. And so, number 2 is of the Carolina Panthers. A good safety blanket for Cam Newton. Very similar style of play like Rob Gronkowski is Greg Olsen, 6'5", 255. Last year he had 80 catches for almost 2,000 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a tight end. Those are stats for a tight end. Amazing. Now this guy is not fast, but he's got pretty amazing hands, and he's definitely a good person for Cam Newton to have on his roster. Number 3, you know this guy. He plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. He could easily be a top wide receiver. He's definitely not had the health issues. He's definitely young. He's a stud. Travis Kelce. He's 6'5", 260. Last year he had 85 catches for a little over 1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, with the increasing weapons that he's getting around him, and that solid defense, and a very efficient but not flashy quarterback in Alex Smith, who just makes stuff happen. So you pair those two guys together, I can easily see the receptions are going to probably stay around the same, but I can definitely see going up to about, I would say maybe 1,300 or 1,350 yards. Definitely increasing touchdowns could go to about 7 or 8. So now this guy, he used to play with the Patriots. He had pretty solid numbers, but obviously he wasn't the best target. He wasn't the number 1 target for the Patriots, but he still put up good numbers. And now he's going to Green Bay to play with an amazing quarterback, number 12, Aaron Rodgers, is Martellius Bennet. Now, this guy is a big guy. 6'6", 275, and not being the main target and playing with injuries last year, he still put up some pretty solid numbers: 55 catches, 701 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Definitely a big end zone target, which Aaron Rodgers definitely needs in this guy. So I can see the catches probably going up to about 75 catches. The yards, I would say about 1,200 yards, 1,200 yards. And the touchdowns going from 7, I would say, to about, I would say about 10 touchdowns. Possibly more, because Aaron Rodgers is definitely a gunslinger guy. Definitely a passer, very athletic, very accurate, can definitely make things happen. Now, number 5, this guy had a pretty solid career. Started with the 49ers, and then he got traded to the Titans. This guy's had a pretty solid career, and obviously he plays for the Titans, so a lot of people don't hear about him as much because he's not on the national spotlight. But the Titans, they're making some moves to be a solid team to reckon with. Marcus Mariota at quarterback, definitely young. His career was ended his career was ended last year with a broken leg, which is definitely sorry to hear. Never want to hear any players getting injured, especially serious injuries like that. But he is back. He is young. He is promising. With that defense and the 2 running backs in Henry and DeMarcus Murray. So this guy's going to be well. He could easily be higher than number 5, but number 5 player is going to be placed somewhere. Get me? So now my sleepers, my top 5 sleepers, who could easily be anywhere on this list, but I feel depending on what happens and so forth. But these are my top 5. Is number 1, Kyle Rudolph, 6'6", 265. Last year he had a pretty solid career for an offense that wasn't fantastic, but he had 83 catches for 840 yards and 7 touchdowns with Sam Bradford, who's not a gunslinger, but he's an efficient, accurate quarterback. So I can see these going. The catches are going to probably stay around the same, maybe 90 catches. The yardage would probably be a little over 1,000 is what I'm expecting. And the touchdowns are going to probably go from 7 to about 11 touchdowns, which is respectable for a tight end. Number 2 is Zack Ertz, 6'5", 250. He's playing with a quarterback with major upside and potential. Sophomore season, Carson Wentz. I really like the guy. I think he is going to be special in this league. Doug Peterson is the coach, offensive mind, good quarterback coach. So, and they got weapons around him now, and added a piece to the run game with Garrett Blount, and they added Alshon Jeffrey, and so that's gonna be good, and Torrey Smith. So those are some weapons with reliable hands and speed. So that should help Carson Wentz in his sophomore season. And with him, with Zack Ertz, the catches are going to probably stay to about 85 catches. I can see him again, a little over 1,000 yards. Touchdowns going from 4 to about 8 or 9. Now, number 3 sleeper is Eric Ebron from the Detroit Lions, 6'4", 253. Last year, 61 catches, 711 yards, only 1 touchdown. Now, he's now going to play for the money man. Matthew Stafford just signed a huge contract, 5-year, $135 million. Something to prove, and definitely a solid quarterback. He has the most game-winning drives last year. Cannon of an arm, strong arm. Definitely has developed into a smarter quarterback through his time and experience. So with this guy, I can see his catches, his receptions probably going to about 70, 75 yards. I see maybe about 900, 950, and I could definitely see the touchdowns going to, maybe I would say, about 5 or 6 touchdowns. Number 4 He plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coming in at 6'5", 245, Cameron Brate. Now, this guy is young. He hasn't been in the league that long, but he's definitely established himself. And Tampa Bay is another team with the Titans. Up-and-coming potential. Jameson Winston is definitely a reliable quarterback to pair with basically pair with an amazing wide receiver core. And for the stats, 57 receptions, I can see that going to about 60, 65 yards. 711 is what he had. I can see him going to about 850. Touchdowns, I don't see it going much more than 8, maybe 10. Now, another player from the Tennessee Titans that I like is, he's young, is Hunter Henry, and 6'5", 250. Last year he had 36 receptions, 470 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And I can definitely see these numbers increasing as he gains more connection with Marcus Mariota. So receptions I can see going to about 55-ish, 60 yards, going to about 700. And the touchdowns are going to probably stay around the same at about 10 touchdowns, which are all decently numbers for a tight end. So let's see here. So that's my list. So just to a recap. Best tight end if you can stay healthy, Rob Gronkowski. Number 2, Greg Olsen. 3, Travis Kelce. 4, Martellius Bennet. And 5, Delanie Walker. Now my sleepers are Kyle Rudolph, Zack Ertz, Eric Ebron, Cameron Brate, and Hunter Henry. So, who's excited for football? Who's glad football is back? Who's like me that spends the entire Sunday watching football from game 1 all the way to Sunday Night Football? That's me. And if you have anything you want to add to me, to my vlog, also stay hydrated. Water, it's good for you. So, just basically a brief preview of what's going to happen in episode 5 is basically when I start doing my picks. I'm going to break down every matchup, who I think is going to win each game. Now, I'm not really a points kind of guy to say where, like, this team's going to score X amount of points and so forth. So, but if you want to see that, please let me know. I have no problem doing that. And if you have any feedback on my picks, whether it's negative or positive or whatever you feel that I'm doing wrong, or if you like and agree, or if I help you out, always like, subscribe, and comment below. And I would definitely give you a shout out in any of my upcoming vlogs, because I'm all about the people and I'm all about relationship and networking. So, again, episode 5 is going to be when I start doing my breakdown of each matchup. And so I appreciate your feedback. If there's anything that you see that you want me to change or do, again, like, subscribe, comment below. And so before I let you go, I want to wish you all an amazing Sunday. Have an amazing upcoming week. And I look forward to obviously making episodes of this. I love sports, I love football, and I love life. And I love you. So, football is back. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay? So, before I go, I just want to say thank you for support. Thank you for following. And you all, again, have yourself a great and wonderful day. And I am officially out.